This is today's AEW Collision Fighter Fest full show results video, which takes place at Duluth, Georgia's Gas South Arena, and the show opens by the Jack Perry, and he comes to the ring and the FTW title is surrounded by flowers and a sign is up, and it says RIP FTW draped over the flowers set up near the sign. He says he felt responsible to come out and say a few nice words about the title, and it was a good one, and it had its up and downs. It's also been near and dear to his heart, and when they look back on the title in 100 years, there will be a picture of his face right next to it. He remembered the good times, and a tape rolled for it with Perry having taken a bunch of pics with the title and a soft soundtrack over it. It's so beautiful, but it's high time to send the title to a better place. Then he pulls out a sledgehammer, and the lights go out just as he's about to swing it. It's Hook, and he says the title is his and he'll be back for it. When the video ends, Hook is in the ring and he slams Perry before sending him through the sign, and then he sets up the table in the corner and suplexes him through that too, and he grabs the mic and says Wembley, Sunday. Then we saw a match between Orange Cassidy and Eddie Kingston and Penta L0 versus Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade, and the result of this match was Orange Cassidy and Kingston and Penta defeated Sabian and Butcher and Blade by pinfall when Cassidy hits a orange punch to Sabian for the pin. Back from break and the best friends are calling out the sons of bitches for breaking mom's van, and they'll make it quick. At Stadium Stampede they're not coming to hug and have fun, no, they're coming to hurt, and they're going to do it for Sue. Kingston took the mic next, but Cassidy grabbed it off him, and before he could speak, Jon Moxley was on the Tron and said he wants Eddie to think for a second and remember he made the challenge for All In Stadium Stampede, so why is he surprised that they brought in Santana and Ortiz? Eddie gets out of the ring and storms to the back. Claudio says a few words while Kingston chases him down, and Eddie throws chairs all around, getting mad at the cameraman for not telling him where they are. Then he sends a message to the camera saying he's not surprised Santana and Ortiz turned, but he's still going to gut them. He tells Moxley to get out of his way because he doesn't want to hurt him. He's going to bury Wheeler Yuta, he's going to save Claudio for last, and he's going to burn him. The next match happened between John Silver and Alex Reynolds versus Darius Martin and Action Andretti, and the result of this match was Dark Order defeated Top Flight by pinfall when Martin's turn to get up and go after it, and they traded heavy shots all around before a double jackknife gets the finish. The next match happened between Big Bill versus Very Morales, and the result of this match was Big Bill defeated Very Morales by pinfall. After the match, Medium Rick took the mic and he said Very reminded him of a young Steamboat, so, to remind him what he did to Steamboat, he started whipping him, and he's not feeling it, though, so he promised to have a bigger strap next week, and then he goes back to whipping Very, and referees rush the ring, and off goes Starks and Bill. Then Ruby Riot lays down a challenge for the TBS Championship for All Out in a backstage promo. The next match happened between Willow Nightingale versus Robin Renegade, and the result of this match was Willow Nightingale defeated Robin Renegade by pinfall when she hits the powerbomb. Then Kris Statlander is asked to answer Ruby Soho's challenge, and she says if Ruby wants to act like a child, she's going to get treated like one and put in timeout. She's tired of the outcasts, tired of being disrespected, and she's so tired of being called out that she's going to take Soho down at All Out. The next match happened between Keith Lee versus Zicky Dice, and the result of this match was Keith Lee defeated Zicky Dice by pinfall. Then Samoa Joe hits the ring for a promo, and he says he's surprised at AEW officials sometimes. Instead of staying in the back, he wanted to come out and offer his services ringside at commentary where everyone can keep an eye on him, and despite how CM Punk launched a surprise attack last week, he'll remain professional. He's a man who is satisfied, he's gotten what he needs, and he promises not to interfere. It's time for the main event, and we saw a match between Hook and Darby Allin and Sting and CM Punk versus Jay White and Luchasaurus and Brian Cage and Swerve Strickland, and the result of this match was Hook and Darby Allin and Sting, and CM Punk won the match by submission when Punk back in and he hits Cage with the GTS, then locks in the sleeper and stares at Joe, and Cage taps out. Joe hops the ring to attack Punk while Jack Perry comes down to battle Hook, and brawls break out everywhere, with everyone fighting everyone else, and the show goes off the air.